still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and you know that's long rehab. You're talking
that's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times. But screw the Celtics.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Live for game number 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Kevin Walsh with Coach James Young as the New York Knicks look to avoid the always devastating and so far through NBA in history insurmountable deficit.
He won't even let it go a minute before I'm starting to sweat. Look at me, I'm like sweating. Like, look at me.
What do you want me to pretend the season's not on the line here, folks? The Knicks, though. A big change, JY. I'm glad we get a couple of minutes before we tip off. Tibbs makes the move. Mitchell Robinson into that starting lineup. Josh Hart to the bench. What do you think?
I think it's a smart move. Number one, the fact that you have a true rim protector in Mitchell Robinson that could protect the paint. You already can see his rebounding prop at 9.5.
Yep.
Right? I'm actually looking at Mitchell Robinson, by the way, for a double-double plus 450. Best offensive rebounder in the game, but he also is very good in a pick-and-roll situation. He doesn't play drop-put coverage.
Yep.
Can switch. Used to lead the NBA block threes in regards to bigs. So I do like that. I think what it also does is remember, folks, when the trade was made for Cat, the thought process was the entire time was Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
That was always supposed to be the starting lineup, but Mitch got hurt. So it makes sense now. It also makes sense for someone to look at Josh Hart. Josh Hart over 4.5 assists is a plus money on FanDuel, averaging 6.9 in the last 8 games. He becomes the primary ball handler with that second unit. So look at him for over 4.5 assists. So then if he goes to assists, second unit, who am I looking at for points off the bench? That's Deuce McBride. But instead of going points, I'm going to go Deuce McBride plus 164 to go over 1.5 made threes. He's got to be able to knock a couple down. You can look at over 6.5 points, but you figure with Deuce, he's going to shoot the three primarily. Deuce McBride over 1.5 made threes, major plus money.
Yeah, I think this is a move that the Knicks very well, maybe their starting season could have looked this way if Mitchell Robinson was healthy to start the year. They make the move. A couple of slots for me here, JY. Tell me what you think about this one. Mitch Rob, over 2.5 steals plus blocks. We're getting plus 124 on that. I'm going to play Karl Anthony Towns over 1.5 assists. I'll also play him over the 12.5 rebounds plus assists. I think with Mitch Robinson in the starting lineup, you know Cat is supremely talented. He'll still grab the glass, but could pass a little bit more tonight. So I'm going to play his assists. I'm going to play his rebounds plus assists. I still feel myself going back and forth on what do I do with Josh Hart here, because you're right. He should still play. He should still be involved. But you never know what Tibbs is going to do when you get into a game like this. You never know what those minutes are going to look like, JY. So I was tempted to play him over the 20.5 rebounds plus assists. It's not a play that I'm making pregame. We'll be here all night, so we'll have the opportunity to certainly add throughout the card.
Yeah, and listen, at the end of the day, I think Tibbs is going to be Tibbs. Tibbs is going to ride his main guys.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how he starts the game, and obviously the Knicks, if you look at their rating, right, defensive offensive rating, only negative rating is with their starting lineup. So it does make sense to make a little bit of a change. But so at the end of the day, it's going to be some combination of the 5 starters, Deuce, and obviously Josh Hart. I do think you get a little bit of maybe Precious Achiuwa, and you go 8. I think the one that gets squeezed out of his minutes now, K-Dub, is Campaign with Josh Hart going to the second unit.
Which I think you would be fine with. I'll say there's a part of me that really is tempted to play Karl Anthony Towns through a ton of numbers, even offensively. I wonder if Mitch Rob out there, does it clog the paint a little bit more? Does it put Cat on the perimeter, but in a positive way? Mm-hmm. And we start to get the three-point volume from what is just flatly one of the best three-point shooters this league has to offer. That's exactly who Karl Anthony Towns is. Again, I think the beauty of it, though, Coach and I are going to be here all night, so we'll have those different chances to jump in, try and find some value, and really find our spots here on this slate. But, JY, how do you feel about the Knicks' offense? Because putting Mitch Rob on the floor, it's going to change the dynamic some, right?
Yeah, it's going to change some, but it's going to be more spacing on the perimeter because they won't go 5 out. You put Mitch Rob in the dunk spot, you go 4 out, 1 in. Should be more driving lanes. I'm curious to see right off the first position, Caleb, where do they go through their offense? Do they go through Cat? Do they go through Brunson? What kind of situation you're in right now, right off the bat?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because Jalen Brunson, is having this great postseason as he's going to, connect for the first basket. For anybody bet that prop out there, Brunson, the favorite, comes in as that first basket scorer. But for me, JY, look, I don't know how to have the conversation without it seem like I'm knocking Brunson, but the way he is playing, he is playing incredible, but nobody is being lifted, being around Brunson, I feel, because everything is going through him so much that everyone's role is so, like, if you're Cat, it's hard to be the valuable offensive piece that Karl Anthony Towns can be when Brunson is taking up 90% of the shot clock and then giving it up only if he's in trouble.
Right. I think what you happen here is when you have that situation where Brunson is doing that, right, what happens defensively is they can load up. Load up meaning is there's no movement, right? Mm-hmm. There's no false motion, stuff like that. I think what makes Indiana so dangerous is they get into their second, third action because they move the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what makes pretty important here. So right now, good start for the Knicks, up 2-0. A little bit more flow. You start to see guys go to the basket a little bit in attack, but obviously still missing some shots too early on in the game.
Yeah, really early. I think Cat's already grabbed 3 rebounds in this one. That was the first possession that wasn't dictated by Brunson. The Mikal Bridges in the lane missed there. You were talking a little bit before the show about could this match up for Pascal Siakam now, getting Cat on him? How does that change things? It's interesting, JY, because Cat has a lot of size, though, that he could bring to that matchup. I know, Cat has been struggling quite a bit in the pick and roll action, but one-on-one straight up, I think his size could really help him in that spot.
Yeah, it could help. It could help in that spot in regards to trying to just give length, right? But what I would be interesting to see is, depending on how New York does their coverage, I would look to go 4-5 pick and roll, right? So right there, you see right there what we call a ghost screen, right? A ghost screen means that they fake the screen to clear out space and get Cat on the run. So you may see some ghost screen clear out action to try to get Siakam going right away.
Well, there you go. A nice little touch inside for Cat, but not much
there's 2 rebounds right there for Mitchell Robinson right off the bat.
4-1, the double-double number?
Yeah, I got a 4.5 to 1 for Mitch Rob to get a double-double.
Which, the incredible thing.
And look at OG. Now, if you look at stocks, now OG has got 2 blocks already to lead the game. So that's going to be interesting, the stock market. That's something you should be looking at with someone like OG if you can get it.
There you go. Finish! Oh! That's a cat assist right there. That's a cat assist.
I don't. What are you dribbling for? I mean, just go up with it.
What are you doing?
Are you worried about Tyrese Halliburton blocking your shot? I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, we can't have that.
You know, listen, a good start for the Knicks so far, but obviously it's going to be early often, and then obviously, you know, Rick Carlisle's going to lean on his depth to try and see what Tibbs does. It'll be interesting, when does Tibbs go to sub, and what is Carlisle? Typically goes to Obi Toppin about the 7-minute mark. Does he do it again early on?
So the when does Tibbs go to Hart, I think is really important. But here's the other thing now we're a ways away. Just keep this in the back of your mind, okay? When you get to the fourth quarter, and if you're 3 minutes in and the Knicks are playing well, and you have cat props like I do, you're like, all right, here comes cat. Tom Thibodeau loves sticking with who's ever working. And that's where the minutes tonight with a lineup change like this, it's certainly something to watch, and we'll be watching it all night with you right here on SportsGrid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start, so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Right here on SportsGrid, you know, it's interesting. They say, okay, Doug's probably going to have a lot of fun tonight. Knicks, Pacers, big game. Coach could be on edge. We're not even 15 minutes in. I'm already annoyed. OG Anunoby stealing money out of the pot. 2 opportunities to get Karl Anthony Towns an assist, 2 missed layups. I'm not too pleased. And you might say he doesn't have 2 missed layups. Well, he pumped 600 times Brunson style and then got fouled, so I'm not happy. I think he got fouled.
Yeah, Halliburton fouled him. Early on, Mitch Robb doing exactly what Mitch Robb does. 4 points, 3 rebounds, attacking the glass. Karl Anthony Towns off to a good start. No points, but 5 rebounds. So just absolutely owning the boards. Knicks right now winning the rebounding battle 10-6 early on. A key thing. And this is where Mitchell Robinson, I think people understand, like, how can a guy who can't make free throws and has no offensive game impact? It's the protection of the glass, right? In regard to defensively, it's his offensive rebounding, and because he doesn't come far out and he's in the dunker spot, there's been more Kevin driving lanes early on, whereas with Cat, you go 5 out. So I just want people, as you're listening, as you're watching the game, notice how the offense is different when Mitchell Robinson's in the game versus when he's not in the game. Do the Knicks try to do something different? Do you post up Bridges? Do you post up OG? Do you try and find that matchup with Indiana going with that 3-guard lineup? The reason why it may become effective, folks, is just because it's effective, it creates space.
Yeah.
And it creates driving lanes for a guy like Brunson. So I'm curious to see, Kevin, is even when Mitch comes out of the game, if Cat isn't going inside, do you put Bridges or OG in there? Because when you think about, Naismith, Halliburton, and obviously Naismith, Halliburton, and why am I blanking on the third one? Nembhard. It's probably going to be Nembhard or Halliburton dealing with a smaller guy because Naismith is on the perimeter with Brunson. So just kind of look at those matchups as you move forward in the game.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And again, with the timeout coming now around 5 or so minutes into the quarter, I am curious if we get the substitution here from the Knicks. And if we do, what does that substitution look like? Do you see Hart in for Mitch as a 1-for-1? Do we see multiple subs? I think again, that's our first stoppage of play. So a couple of guys looked a little bit tired. Right now, it's contributions, though, across the floor for both of these basketball teams. Cat, the early rebounding, 13.5 is his live number. Mitch is at 10.5, just rebounds-wise, just to give people an idea. Hart's is down to 7.5, but it's around where it was pregame, all in all. So nothing, outrageous there, nothing that feels inaccurate there. And just looking ahead a little bit, JY, I don't think we saw either team actually make a substitution.
No.
Maybe the timeout serving as a break so you can just keep your guys out there?
Yeah, and then if you're Indiana, you may want to get a little bit more offensive flow here in regards to what you have. So, yeah, no substitutions here. They seem like they're trying to get switches action, which kind of it looks like it's going to pay off here because they got Mitchell Robinson ended up on Naismith, which then kind of leaves a matchup right there where, obviously Miles Turner ends up on Jalen Brunson. So looks like 11-10, a little bit ahead of us, but 11-8, 11-10 looks like Knicks up by 1.
Yeah, so we got an early New York lead here. We've not seen any subs yet, which again, there's a bit of anticipation to see the first time we get that move, JY. But you got to be pleased if you're the Knicks right now with the defensive effort that you're getting here as our TV froze up.
Oh,
no dice. Don't love that.
I don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Don't love that.
Nope. Defensively, they look pretty good, but you can see that they're trying to get switches and try and get at some point. Honestly, Mitchell Robinson to come out to the perimeter guard because then you take out your best defender in regards to protecting the rim.
All
so,
right.
11-10 here right now. A little 4-0 run by Indiana, which is what you wanted of Rick Carlisle, right? You're down 11-6, get a couple of buckets right now and see if you can get yourself going here.
Yeah.
First foul of the game for Indiana. Looks like Aaron Naismith just picked up his first foul here. So, at this point, where do you go? Do you look to, as he fouled, Jalen Brunson? Obviously, here we go. Here come the substitutions. Obi Toppin in the mint for Aaron Naismith. So probably you'll see Nembhard go to Brunson, if that's the case. Ben Shepherd comes in the game for Siakam.
Okay.
So it's Toppin for Siakam, Shepherd for Naismith. So maybe Shepherd goes to Brunson because Shepherd's been playing him a little bit. Josh Hart got Cat. So that was the first Knick substitution. I didn't think we were going to go that way, but I guess they maybe like the energy they're getting out of Mitch Robb right now.
Okay. Now, I understand this is happening on the fly. Initial thought, I hate that. Because again, I want OG guarding Pascal as much as I can. And I know Cat's going to get him some due to the substitutions. But you're almost now matching the Cat Pascal minutes. My other thing is, JY, Hart and Mitch Rob is not my favorite bit of floor spacing I've ever seen.
It's crazy here because I don't like the floor space. See, here's the thing. Like, you look at it in one way. I look at it as a Knicks fan. I'm like this. Obi comes on to guard Cat. I'm keeping Cat in the game. Yeah. I'm not taking him out of the game at that point. I'm keeping him in.
Also, you mentioned, hey, we like the energy we're getting from Mitch. Sure, you need him to be able to keep that energy up. You're not going to do that if you run him into the ground, okay? He can't play 35 minutes. No. 2, well, I would, again, like if you're talking energy, subbing Mitch out and bringing in Hart, like that sounds like energy to me, right? That right. Sounds ideal. So, now again, it's kind of the first run at it here, but...
And just so people start thinking, Tibbs, going a little bit more to this bench, a little bit more right off the bat. Deuce just checked in. Mm-hmm. So Deuce for OG.
Okay.
So keep Bridges in the game. Smart. Bridges OG picked up his first foul. Then you have Bridges with 1 foul. I'd probably say about 2 minutes, and then probably at the 2-minute mark, you probably have OG go get Bridges.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with you. It is in-game live. Knicks Pacers on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell, Devers will be traded this season. Let's also not forget that there's $300 million on the table due to Devers, which eliminates him from, what would you say, like 17 teams?
Oh, I would think more than 17, maybe 27. That's a joke, but how many teams could afford him? All right, 5, 6. How many teams need a third baseman who can't play third base? You know, how many people want to deal with his attitude? He hasn't come off looking good at any of this. Whether you believe he should have anyway, he doesn't look good at this. Will he be traded? No, he won't be traded. The salary alone makes it highly unlikely. He's a great hitter. All right, no doubt he can hit. But other than that, there's too many between the money and the attitude and no really position for him here. He's not getting dealt anytime soon.
Buy or sell, if the season ended today, Hunter Brown would win the American League Cy Young Award.
Hunter Brown has been fantastic. All right, the guy that Craig's teasing, by the way, is Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers here, who's certainly right up there with them. Max Fried for the Yankees has had a fantastic season. They finally lost a start where he pitched it against Seattle the other day. They'd won every start. He's been fantastic. The season ended today with Hunter Brown winning the American Cy Young Award. I certainly couldn't argue it if he did. That being said, he's going up against Skubal, who won it last year, going up against Fried of the Yankees. My guess is he wouldn't, that he'll need a year. You understand what I'm saying? He needs a year before he can get that kind of recognition if he's tied with somebody. If he's clearly ahead, then I think he would win here. But as of right now, would he win it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would be probably Max Fried.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Only on SportsGrid.
Here on SportsGrid, Kevin Walsh, of course, with Coach James Young. The Pacers did grab a 16-15 lead after a couple of threes went down. First for Miles Turner, then Ben Shepherd. Deuce McBride comes in, gives you the worst minute of basketball you could imagine. 2 fouls and a -6. Certainly not how you drew it up, JY. I'm not putting all that blame on Deuce, but a quick avalanche, if you will, from Indiana.
on Deuce, you're probably going to keep him in. Now you just got to be concerned of the third foul, he sits the rest of the half. So I think you'll probably still see him in unless you go and get someone and get Brunson. But Brunson typically plays the entire first quarter of the game.
You do now have a situation, though, where the Pacers are in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter, JY. So Indiana's sitting at a -128 with the lead to win that quarter. It's a little bit tempting. Knicks have the basketball. So, that probably keeping the number a little bit in check and something that's, going to go about back and forth here in what is an incredibly close game early on. But you do have a little bit of an advantage now, I think, building for Indiana here, and it becomes something to look at the close of the quarter. If you don't get involved in a quarter bet, maybe a half bet could potentially be interesting. Props-wise, nobody really running out points-wise. The leading scorer in this basketball game right now is Miles Turner with 5 points. The Knicks have a couple of guys with 4. This has been a little bit here, a little bit there for both of these teams so far, JY.
Yeah, and then obviously Indiana, Rick Carlisle does great to the bench. TJ McConnell checks in for Andrew Nembhard, so he will probably end up going to Brunson. Pretty smart play by Rick Carlisle, just literally just changing the defenders every couple of minutes, right, to try and wear him down. Can we talk about
that for a second, JY?
Yeah.
Just the approach that Carlisle has used throughout this postseason is, I'm running 11 deep, 10 deep. And I don't think it would be a fair argument, it's because his team is so much deeper. Now, they maybe are a little bit more prepared because he plays them a lot in the regular season, but I know he's been around a while, but if TJ McConnell was on the Lakers, the argument would not be, what a big pickup for the Lakers. It would be, I can't believe we're using TJ McConnell for minutes in a big spot. If I look at some of these guys and the minutes that Carlisle is able to use them, I feel like it's a huge, again, credit to these guys, but it's a really big credit to him setting these guys up for success.
Yeah, and I think what's great about what Rick does is he believes in his players. You're 11 deep. You're going to get run in the first half. Now, the second half run can be really predicated, Kevin, particularly in the fourth quarter, of who's playing well, which makes it incredibly hard to deal with them and how to guard because of the way that there's so many guys that could impact you. So, obviously, good start so far for Indiana. Brunson just hits a 3, 18-16. Ben Shepherd on obviously Brunson. And Deuce McBride just picked up his third foul. I mean, this guy's got 3 fouls in
3 minutes, if that.
3 minutes?
Not even, probably.
Yeah, 3 minutes. I mean, he single-handedly put Indiana to the bonus right off the bat. TJ McConnell off a ball screen gets tripped up. 3 fouls on Deuce.
I wonder if one of the reasons Carlisle's able to run so deep is because of how much of an offense-first team they are. Because if you think about it, JY, pretty much everybody in the league can score. Mm-hmm. Like, realistically, right? The 12th man, you know this. You throw him in an open gym, he'll look like an all-star.
Right. And
I wonder if for Carlisle, so much of again, this team is predicated on the offensive side of the basketball. Even if someone is not seen as I look at an Obi Toppin, and if he was on the Denver Nuggets, I really believe that a lot of, you can't play Obi Toppin, defensive liability. This guy's going to get embarrassed, and he's first man off the bench, right? It feels like for Indiana. I just think that their ecosystem is completely different, it feels like, than every other team, and it allows them to be deep and fresh and constantly running and pressuring their opponent.
And that's what they're doing, right, Kevin? They're starting to push the pace a little bit.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come on back here with you. It's Knicks Pacers, Game 3 in Indiana. We're live on SportsGrid on a Sunday night.
Buy or sell, Devers will be traded this season. Let's also not forget that there's $300 million on the table due to Devers, which eliminates him from, what would you say, like 17 teams?
Oh, I would think more than 17, maybe 27. That's a joke, but how many teams could afford him? All right, 5, 6. How many teams need a third baseman who can't play third base? You know, how do you deal with his attitude? He hasn't come off looking good in any of this. Whether you believe he should have anyway, he doesn't look good at this. Will he be traded? No, he won't be traded. The salary alone makes it highly unlikely. He's a great hitter. No doubt he can hit. But other than that, there's too many between the money and the attitude and no really position for him here. He's not getting dealt anytime soon.
Buy or sell? If the season ended today, Hunter Brown would win the American League Cy Young Award.
Hunter Brown has been fantastic. All right, the guy that Craig's teasing, by the way, is Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers here, who's certainly right up there with them. Max Fried for the Yankees has had a fantastic season. They finally lost a start where he pitched in against Seattle the other day. They'd won every start. He's been fantastic. The season ended today. Would Hunter Brown win the American Cy Young Award? I certainly couldn't argue it if he did. That being said, he's going up against Skubal, who won it last year, going up against Fried of the Yankees. My guess is that he'll need a year. You understand what I'm saying? He needs a year before he can get that kind of recognition if he's tied with somebody. If he's clearly ahead, then I think he would win here. But as of right now, would he win it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would be probably Max Fried.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Only on SportsGrid.
SportsGrid with you for Knicks Pacers. First quarter still going on here, JY, with a sighting from someone that some Knicks fans were calling for.
Yeah, they actually, DeLon Wright checked in the game because of the fact that they got into foul trouble. So, Deuce McBride, 3 minutes or 2 minutes? No, they counted for 1 minute and 3 fouls. So, 3 fouls for Deuce McBride, get to the bench. Knicks down by 1, it looks like, late first quarter. Mitchell Robinson, I love the whole concept of him getting to a double-double, 6 points, 4 rebounds, or 6 and 5, we should say, early in the game. Mitch Robinson just checked out. Looks like it's probably going to be Cat checking in for him.
Yeah, this is a spot where Mitch Rob certainly giving them really good minutes, JY, but they were also giving him a ton of minutes. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't sub out until just now. Again, I know it doesn't always work this way, but you've got a guy tracking towards a 40-minute game. Okay.
Here comes Tibbs.
I mean, he's not going to play 40, but, 35 minutes for Mitch Rob? That's a ton of minutes. That's a huge workload, Coach, for a guy that is just nowhere near used to it.
No, and this is what Tibbs does. He runs guys into the ground. So just try to check here besides the fouls. Obviously, just Brad with 3 fouls. Ben Shepherd, who came in for Aaron Naismith, the guard Brunson, just picked up his second foul. So 26-24, Pacers up by 2 late in the first quarter.
Are there any numbers that are jumping out to you here? It's a slower start Brunson-wise, close game. I think scoring for him could pick up as the game goes on. Similar situation for Halliburton. We're not seeing him score the basketball a ton early right now in this game, Coach. I'm still waiting on the big Andrew Nembhard game we haven't been given yet.
Well, he just made a 21-footer to put him up 26-25, but obviously Brunson not shooting the ball great, but getting to the free throw line. So that's something you may see, and I think he just checked out of the game. But Kevin, that's a byproduct of having Mitch Rob in the game, is not only his ability to set really good ball screens, but to get to that dunk spot and create driving lanes for his teammates.
Yeah. 11 for Brunson in this opening quarter. So honestly, he's actually, you're right. He's having a much bigger quarter than I realized right now. Halliburton is at the bench. He's got 4 points in the moment.
And we talked about how they took out OG. OG got Bridges. So exactly where I thought where the rotations are. So the game's starting to pick up a little bit, Kevin. It was a little bit of a slow start the first 3 or 4 minutes, but it seems like offense are starting to reign supreme here.
Yeah, and look, I'm just gonna working through some issues on the other side of it, so it's not it's not the easiest watch of my life right now, but we're still obviously we're here, we're following it. But you try and get a flow of a basketball game, JY, and I don't have the best feel of game number 3 in this moment. But Josh Hart looks to be, playing as hard as ever, coming off of the bench. That's exactly what was anticipated from this team. Also, a game that started really slow and saw the live total drop down to, 216.5 with a decent close here. That number's worked its way back up, just almost around 220.
Yeah, I mean, it was a slow start initially, but obviously it's picked up, 28-26 late first quarter. Neither team, really shooting it at a crazy clip. New York at 37%, Indiana at 43%. But the key thing, 2 of 9 from 3, 2 of 8 from 3. Teams are combined 4 for 17 from 3-point line. So that may lead to be maybe the game does start to open up a little bit here if they start to get guys to play a little bit better and shoot better. Knicks, I think, in game number 2, I think it was the number 6 out of 20 from wide open threes. Pacers looks like they are up by 4 nearing the end of the first quarter.
Man, I know it was early. What was it? 9-4 was that Knicks lead, but the fact that this is the thing with Indiana for me, JY, that is so impressive, is they can have these slow offensive starts, and it just doesn't seem to matter.
No.
They only scored 5 points or 6 points in the first 5 minutes plus of the quarter, and they found a way to get to 30. The free throw line certainly helped out. They're 8 of 8, a perfect 8 of 8 from the line, but the Knicks did attempt more free throws. So, you end up in the bonus, So you get 11 early ones here from Brunson. Cat hasn't scored yet, which feels impossible, but it is true. You've got a couple of guys look at this Pacers box score. 6 Nembhard, 6 McConnell, 5 Turner, 3 Shepard, 4 Halliburton. It's everyone. It's
And I think it's a big thing, right? You're right off the bat. It's about honestly, folks, it's about the Knicks starters versus at times the Pacers bench in regards to how much do the Knicks win the advantage in the starters minutes versus how much the Pacers win the advantage in the bench minutes. Right now, looks like the Pacers, I do believe, have a 13-2 advantage with the bench. That is what Carlisle does. This is what Kevin has talked about. He relies on the sum of his parts to kind of get him going. But now he gets to the interesting part. Jalen Brunson is the only person that hasn't come out of the game. I expect Jalen Brunson to check out of the game at this point. So where do you go? Probably Josh Hart becomes your one, unless you're playing DeLon Wright, who honestly was a pickup late in the season. It had some decent moments for the Knicks. So it'll be interesting to see where Tibbs goes. Kevin, does he go with DeLon Wright at the point, or did he just go a little bit bigger, put Josh Hart at the point guard spot?
Yeah, Hart had that one almost dime to Brunson, but Brunson couldn't get the layup to fall, which was right in line kind of with what you were projecting. Hart still has an assist right now on the board, which is obviously solid. Didn't hit a rebound just yet. Cat and Mitrov have combined for 9 of the 11 rebounds so far for the New York Knicks. Kind of doing it all. The Knicks are actually being out-rebounded in this game. You can't be out-rebounded.
No.
When you're rolling, as you call it, double-barrel bigs, a couple of 7-footers. That's just not supposed to be the way it goes here. Slow start Pascal coming off of the 39-point game, just 2 points for him, but only played 7 minutes, so I don't think there's any panic there. 17.5 is the live Cat prop, JY. Is that interesting to you at all? Do you feel like Karl Anthony Towns will start to pick up a little bit here? I think that would be something I would look at. What I would be curious to look at, Kevin, to be honest with you, is with Mitchell Robinson now on the bench, and I anticipate that he's going to be in the bench for, I'm going to say 3 to 4 minutes. Cat only has 1 foul. What I would be looking, honestly, is, especially with ready folks, get where I'm going with this, who's going to probably be off the floor, who needs to be off the floor. It's going to be Jalen Brunson. So what is Cat, if I could find Cat points prop just for the second quarter, I would be intrigued to look at that. All right, so that number is, it's an interesting market, but you can get it, Coach. For 6 points is minus 154. For 8 points is plus 104. Does that feel worth it to you? 8 at 104?
Yeah, I think 8 at 104 because no Mitch Rob's gonna be at least 5 minutes. Brunson's got to go to the bench for at least 3-4 minutes right there. So Cat becomes your primary scoring option. Cat to go 8 plus points.
Yeah, the thing is, I like the idea of Cat out there with Brunson and Robinson, thinking it would get him some looks from beyond the arc. That just didn't happen.
Yeah,
I have no idea if Tom Thibodeau has legitimately any plays on that for that group to get Cat some open looks from 3.
No.
Does Tibbs have plays?
Yeah. Give it to Brunson. Dribble. Foul. Dribble.
He likes
foul.
that play quite a bit. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come on back, though. We're continuing to follow Pacers-Knicks game number 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Minnesota Timberwolves stepped up in a huge way and avoided a 3-0 deficit. The difference is that game was in their building. They got the job done. The Pacers are in their building, and so far, JY, getting the job done, but it is early. All of a sudden, the Knicks, it looks like it's late. Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright are currently on the floor for the New York Knicks.
Go get Cat, 8
with
plus
the
points.
Season on the line.
Cat, you better score.
Buy or sell, Devers will be traded this season. Let's also not forget that there's $300 million on the table due to Devers, which eliminates him from, what would you say, like 17 teams?
Oh, I would think more than 17, maybe 27. Oh, that's a joke. But how many teams could afford him? All right, 5, 6. How many teams need a third baseman who can't play third base? You know, how many people want to deal with his attitude? He hasn't come off looking good at any of this. Whether you believe he should have anyway, he doesn't look good at this. Will he be traded? No, he won't be traded. The salary alone makes it highly unlikely. He's a great hitter. All right, no doubt he can hit. But other than that, there's too many between the money and the attitude and no really position for him here. He's not getting dealt anytime soon.
Buy or sell, if the season ended today, Hunter Brown would win the American League Cy Young Award.
Hunter Brown has been fantastic. All right, the guy that Craig's teasing, by the way, is Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers here, who's certainly right up there with them. Max Fried for the Yankees has had a fantastic season. They finally lost a start where he pitched in against Seattle the other day. They'd won every start. He's been fantastic. The season ended today. Would Hunter Brown win the American Cy Young Award? I certainly couldn't argue it if he did. That being said, he's going up against Skubal, who won it last year, going up against Fried of the Yankees. My guess is that he'll need a year. You understand what I'm saying? He needs a year before he can get that kind of recognition if he's tied with somebody. If he's clearly ahead, then I think he would win here. But as of right now, would he win it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would be probably Max Fried.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back at the right here. And, Jay, I want to go right to you. What are you seeing from the Knicks offense to start quarter number 2?
Give the ball to Karl Anthony Towns and get out the way. I mean, two drives by Cat pretty quickly here, and then a long 3. I would say that I think Cat has taken every shot this quarter so far as the Knicks are down 34-30. I took Cat the 8+ points in the second quarter on FanDuel, and I got it at plus 134. So Cat 4 quick points early second quarter. And the thing I liked about him most, Kevin, is he's actually going to the basket as we see an offensive foul and an illegal screen. Here's the thing, folks. Offensive fouls, like illegal screens, is like a holding in football. You literally can call it every play. The next time I see a clean screen, it's the first one. The Celtics were playing like pass blocking, in their defense guarding against screens there. So
can I tell you something about TJ McConnell? I hate watching him play.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy you want on your team.
No, can I tell you? So I go the other way. Somehow he has been given the green light that he is the most important player on this team. He dribbles, and the only way he's passing is if he thinks he's passing for an assist. Like, I know this is going to sound crazy. Look, he tries very, very hard. I get it. He's crafty. He, at least in this series, has been one of the most selfish offensive players I've ever watched.
Yeah, he comes off every ball screen. He's looking to score. So, Knicks, every time the Knicks have the ball, they're going to Cat. I guarantee you, dollars has to shoot it.
But that's a good look.
Good look.
For
good
him.
Look. It's good look.
But also, you can let Cat get on the block and operate.
Yeah, you got to get a timeout here. Timeout. I expect Brunson to check back in the game. 38-30, 9-12 left. You can only go with Larry Shamet and DeLon Wright for so long. So I expect some to be some substitutions. Probably I would say Mikal Bridges has got a little bit longer of a break, so maybe Mikal Bridges goes into the lineup here. Cat is up to 4 points, 6 rebounds, so people looking at that double-double market. TJ McConnell, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, I see what you're saying because, he's a guy that really kind of takes the flow out of it because it's him looking for himself unless he's got to get bailed out for an assist. But right now, the bench play of Indiana continues to do well. I mean, TJ McConnell has 10 points. Besides Jalen Brunson, TJ McConnell right now, folks, is the leading scorer of this game. He's the second leading scorer of this game with 10 points. Nembhard with 6. Siakam 4. He got 4 quick points in the second quarter. Miles Turner with 7. And then with the Knicks, obviously, Brunson with 11. Cat with 4 quick ones. Mitchell Robinson with 6 points, 4 rebounds. So I expect New York to go ahead and make some kind of substitution changes right now and probably get DeLon Wright and or Larry Shamet out of the game.
Yeah, my only thing, JY, I understand it's like, first of all, Shamet and DeLon Wright both being on the court at the same time feels insane, right? Considering, neither have played. I don't know, man. I really shouldn't fire Tibbs less than an hour into the show, so I'm going to try not to do it. It's just interesting that you were like, ooh, Cam might lose his spot in the rotation. So then he's over, but now he's going to guys that campaign was completely in front of. That's odd to me. But also, you've said it, every single possession is a Cat possession, but none of the possessions look comfortable. He's shooting from 35 feet for no reason. I think, look, Cat's an incredible three-point shooter, but can we get an actual look drawn up? It's just, this is not, they're not running real offense.
No.
And again, they don't really run real offense when Brunson's out there. It's just Brunson will take care of it. Cat's catching the ball so far away from the basket. That's totally unnecessary.
Yeah, and that's always been Tibbs' thing is that's why, when the Knicks offense was, you remember at one point, folks, I think the Knicks had the number 1 and number 2 offensive rating, the first half of the year. People are Tibbs figured it out. No, everybody figured Tibbs out. And it's been not a good start to the good end to the first quarter, start to the second quarter. And at that point, this is where it gets crazy because you look at, the person with the most minutes for the Indiana Pacers right now. So you have a couple guys, Miles Turner and Nembhard with 12 minutes each. But all 5 starters for the Knicks, 11, 11, 10, 11, 12. So even though he's going to his bench, is he really going to his bench?
Right.
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. And it could. What are we going to see minutes-wise, from some of these guys in the second half? Look, no one's going to do the JJ thing, but, Bridges might play the whole second half. That's just who he is. Hart would, except he lost his spot, so that's not going to happen, right? You try and figure out minutes, JY, because that's going to dictate volume. Yep. Whoever's out there is who's going to contribute.
Well, and he did not go back to his bench. Tibbs is keeping his guy. This is weird. Good play call there, but, the problem is on the other side, do we consider any of these guys to be strong defenders between, Larry Shamet? DeLon Wright's a decent defender, but I'm looking at this like saying, "Oh my God, this is bad." I wonder if this is like, I'm going to play these bench guys just to show Leon Rose, like, yo, I need help.
Yeah, but again, you've got Minnesota's entire backup backcourt out there.
Yep.
So, again, it's not my fate. I understand what you're saying, right? But I don't know. But also, there's no world in which you're going to tell me that, Tom Thibodeau had no choice but to have two guys he's not played all series out there at the same time.
Well,
That's insane.
This is if you're Tibbs right now, and the Knicks are literally chasing their tails defensively. Just a bad foul by Josh Hart. So you probably have to go to the bench. Or Josh Hart just picked up. It's only one foul, but I expect
They look
Brunson
so
and Bridges.
frustrated.
Yeah,
They look frustrated, annoyed. They kind of, it looks like they're almost getting bullied a little bit, but it's not like physically. It's like a taunting thing. They have no answers right now for the Pacers, who look like they might moonwalk to another +20 performance on the offensive side of the ball.
Buy or sell, Devers will be traded this season. Let's also not forget that there's $300 million on the table due to Devers, which eliminates him from, what would you say, like 17 teams?
Oh, I would think more than 17, maybe 27. That's a joke, but how many teams could afford him? All right, 5, 6. How many teams need a third baseman who can't play third base? How many people want to deal with his attitude? He hasn't come off looking good at any of this. Whether you believe he should have anyway, he doesn't look good at this. Will he be traded? No, he won't be traded. The salary alone makes it highly unlikely. He's a great hitter. All right, no doubt he can hit. But other than that, there's too many between the money and the attitude and no really position for him here. He's not getting dealt anytime soon.
Buy or sell, if the season ended today, Hunter Brown would win the American League Cy Young Award.
Hunter Brown has been fantastic. All right, the guy that Craig's teasing, by the way, is Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers here, who's certainly right up there with them. Max Fried for the Yankees has had a fantastic season. They finally lost a start where he pitched in against Seattle the other day. They'd won every start. He's been fantastic. The season ended today. Would Hunter Brown win the American Cy Young Award? I certainly couldn't argue it if he did. That being said, he's going up against Skubal, who won it last year, going up against Fried of the Yankees. My guess is that he'll need a year. You understand what I'm saying? He needs a year before he can get that kind of recognition if he's tied with somebody. If he's clearly ahead, then I think he would win here. But as of right now, would he win it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would be probably Max Fried.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Only on SportsGrid.
Back with you here on SportsGrid. Brunson's got 6 free throws. They're offering a free throw made ladder, JY, on DK. 11 minus 170, 13 plus 150, 15 plus 370. Brunson, 17 made free throws, 8-1. No way. If he makes 17 free throws, he's going to score like 50. Yeah. How far do you think this Brunson ladder goes? I mean, watching this game, watching the Knicks, I don't know, 20-1, scores 50?
Playing of rest. Yep, we're going right back to the dribble. I would love to see some more pick and pop action with Cat, but be willing to he's driven the ball a couple of times down the cup, right? Now, and he's done this once, I think, on Miles Turner. Does he turn around now? Do you run pick and pop now, Kevin? And now Miles Turner with 2 fouls, maybe you don't go out and defend him now. Maybe it's when you get an open three. I'd be curious to see if that's where Tibbs goes to first play. I have a timeout by the Pacers after like a weird backcourt call, it went way in the backcourt, and they just took a shot clock violation, and then the foul on Miles Turner. Like I said, 2 fouls on Miles Turner. Be able to watch that because obviously he picked up his third. He's going to go to the bench.
I'm looking for some threes. 2 threes in the next 3 minutes, but starting at, I don't know, I'm starting to think the Knicks are just going to shoot a ton more threes. They're 3 of 13 to start. Pacers are 2 of 9. Like, there should be an uptick from both of these teams in volume and efficiency, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to shoot this poorly this entire game. And obviously, shout out to Tibbs, kind of struggling to shoot the ball from 3. And he went to Larry Shaman, who missed his first one and then made his second one. So we get some substitutions back in the game here. Tony Bradley checks in for Miles Turner, so I was interested to look at that. Obi gets Siakam, so here's your Siakam 3-minute rest there. Naismith comes in for Benedict Mathurin. And then obviously we know that Jalen Brunson has checked back into the game, so it'll be interesting to see how New York goes through their offense at this point. Now that you got it back in the game. Also, the thing is how much are you going to sit Mitchell Robinson? Obviously, Mikal Bridges back in the game as well. So Halliburton's in the game. So a lot mass substitutions both sides. You should see the starters go the rest of the way. Only thing you may get is Siakam come back after maybe a 2-3 minute rest.
They got Palau, the guy that won the 500 out there. That's kind of cool. That's actually pretty cool. That on the same day that happens, that guy may. Yeah, it's All right, so there we go.
Yeah, get him off the screen here. I need points by the Knicks.
No, fair enough, JY. Fair enough.
I need a good run by the Knicks. The Knicks have to have this game.
But this is. I'm sorry. This is what I'm talking about, though. Tony Bradley is out there right now. Like, with respect to Tony Bradley, there's a lot of teams that wouldn't consider ever letting him touch the floor. My point is, the Knicks should be able to look. The Knicks basically have their starting lineup out there, right? It's just Hart instead of Mitch Robb, but Hart's been their starter all year. Yeah. These are minutes the Knicks should be winning.
I see. That's why I'm curious. The first shot. Now I know Brunson got. This defender fell down. He's got to shoot that, but you got this guy guarding you. You gotta roll through Cat, right? This has got to be where you look at Cat and be like, yo, you got to be the dude here. You got to be able to knock down shots and kind of take over this game. So I'm curious if the Knicks go right in to Cat right off the bat.
Give
it back to him. Give it back to him.
How do you not do? I don't understand.
Oh my God! Is he not gonna post up? What are we doing? Back him in.
Yeah, he
back
will.
him in.
Now where's my dime?
And a foul.
Is that the foul on the
floor? You know what? They're gonna review it.
Review what?
Because if that's on Halliburton, that's either 2 or 3. You know what? It's going to be tough because if anything, I think Halliburton went under him first, and then Cat went over him. So we're going to probably get it. If I'm Carlisle, I want to challenge this.
I don't think he's gonna.
No, because that'll be 3 fouls on Cat.
Okay.
You got to challenge this.
Yeah. Can I say this though, JY? So if this could be a third foul on Cat, take 2 points off the board, probably a third, right?
Right, or 2 fouls on Halliburton.
But I'm not sure. We'll talk more challenges. Take a quick break. Back with you right here on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell Devers will be traded this season. Let's also not forget that there's $300 million on the table due to Devers, which eliminates him from, what would you say, like 17 teams?
Oh, I would think more than 17, maybe 27. Oh, that's a joke. But how many teams could afford him? All right, 5, 6. How many teams needed a third baseman who can't play third base? You know, how many people want to deal with his attitude? He hasn't come off looking good in any of this. Whether you believe he should have anyway, he doesn't look good at this. Will he be traded? No, he won't be traded. The salary alone makes it highly unlikely. He's a great hitter. All right, no doubt he can hit. But other than that, there's too many between the money and the attitude and no really position for him here. He's not getting dealt anytime soon.
Buy or sell? If the season ended today, Hunter Brown would win the American League Cy Young Award.
Hunter Brown has been fantastic. All right, the guy that Craig's teasing, by the way, is Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers here, who's certainly right up there with them. Max Fried for the Yankees has had a fantastic season. They finally lost a start where he pitched in against Seattle the other day. They'd won every start. He's been fantastic. The season ended today. Would Hunter Brown win the American Cy Young Award? I certainly couldn't argue it if he did. That being said, he's going up against Skubal, who won it last year, going up against Fried of the Yankees. My guess is that he'll need a year. You understand what I'm saying? He needs a year before he can get that kind of recognition if he's tied with somebody. If he's clearly ahead, then I think he would win here. But as of right now, would he win it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would be probably Max Fried.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Only on SportsGrid.
Back with you right here on SportsGrid. Kevin Walsh, Coach James Young, in-game live, Knicks Pacers, Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And we just had an incredibly important play take place in this game where, instead of Tyrese Halliburton, I believe JY getting his third foul, Towns ends up with the third foul, and they take a guaranteed 2, probably 3 points off the board, and it sends Cat to the bench. I almost think that if I were a coach, I would almost never use a challenge before the fourth quarter, but pretty good argument that was a great challenge by Carlisle.
Yeah, and I think that the bigger issue with the Knicks is, oh my God, this team, they've been doing this to me for 48 freaking years. Very simply put, you have Halliburton guarding Towns, and you give him the ball at the three-point line and give him a clear? How about swing the ball, duck him in, give him the ball into the hole, let him jump hook over you, and if they bring a double team early, you knock down a 3. This is the problem with the Knicks. This is the problem with Tips. There's no offensive flow or identity or clue what the hell they're doing. And because it is, and because of the way he's playing, they're going to get ready, folks. They'll make it run out of the gym this half.
Not great. Down double digits all of a sudden here. The Pacers have only missed 2 shots the entire quarter. They're up to 46 here with still 5 to go.
And they're just going to bomb.
Number 2.
They're just going to bomb. They're going to bomb. They're going to bomb. They're going to bomb. Here we go. Shoot another one. Here we go. Brick. I mean, this is utterly unbelievable. This is going to be a long tour. Maybe a long tour. You may not see me in the 10 o'clock hour, folks. I'm just letting you know.
JY might get a little pizza break here.
Oh, my God.
Here's one of the tough things.
And it looked like the Brunson roll his ankle in that.
JY.
Yeah.
They
rolled his ankle.
Attack Brunson every possession. It is nonstop.
Oh, ready? 3 on Brunson. This game's over. This game could be over. That's 3 on Brunson.
You can't take him out. You can't take him out. You can't foul out your guy. He doesn't guard anyway.
Unbelievable.
He doesn't guard anyway. What's he fouling people for? He can't guard.
And he's trying to take charges and get under people, and it's just he maybe could have had the possession before with Obi Toppin, but
this guy's going to become the first player in NBA history to average 40 a game for a series and have a bad series.
The interesting thing on that play call is that you could make the argument that even though he hooked him, the offensive foul happened first, but I mean, this is bad. This is bad. I mean, I expected the Knicks to play, their best minutes of this game, honestly, were the beginning of the game when they had Mitchell Robinson on the floor. But now because now that Brunson can't get to the foul line, they don't have a guy that could score, right? You look at it. Bridges is 2 for 9 from the floor. Brunson is 2 of 7. OG's 2 of 5. Like this, you have to get it. I don't know. I mean, I guess you gotta get a timeout. Like you can't let this go much further than this.
How can they not score on the Pacers?
They have no offensive flow and identity of what they do. And when you look at Jalen Brunson, if he's not able to create and get to the foul line, like look at this team.
Why is Mitch Robb catching the ball at half court?
Well, it's just.
Do they have plays?
No, they don't.
Tibbs, come on.
They don't.
I managed to get through the whole first hour.
Look at this.
Without asking. Throw it off the glass! Throw it off the glass!
Look at this. Look at this.
It's the Indy 500 on the court.
This is.
Why not? Let's have some fun.
You know what the crazy thing is?
Forget this team.
You know what the crazy thing is that we said, okay, Halliburton just picked up his 3rd foul, but I don't think it matters because I'll just play him anyway. The thing about this is with the Knicks is you've sat here and you have ready. I sat here a week ago or on Saturday, or yesterday, 2 days ago, and said, "There's no way they don't bring back Tibbs."
Right. What? Whoa. So it's not just me.
If you're in your biggest game and you're getting run by 15,
Jalen, good luck.
15. Look at this, and look at this. It's like it's Indy. Look at this. Look at this. This is utterly.
Where's Big John Halliburton?
They should have took a timeout.
No, keep letting them play.
Look at this.
Get another chuck. Throw it off the glass. Run him out of here. Forget this team.
Look at this.
Bad representation. Showed up soft with the season on the line. Let's talk baseball. Mets up 3-1. Let's move it along. Jets off-season OTAs.
It's one of those things as a long-time suffering Knicks fan, for your team to go on the road in a must-win situation after blowing a 14-point lead with 2.5 minutes left to go in Game 1 and not just securing rebounds in Game number 2. In Game number 3, in the biggest game of your season, you are shooting 32.4% from the floor. You're giving up 57.1% from the floor. You're getting outscored 25-9. And your best player is 2 of 8 with 3 fouls. I'm going to say this right now. Put the ISO on me real quick.
Whoa.
Put the ISO on me real quick. Okay? For all you fans, for all you people that sat there, and you disrespect Patrick Ewing, and you disrespect Walt Frazier, and you disrespect Wolverine. Oh, Jalen Brunson's the best player in Knicks history. Like, what? I know we've sucked for 25 years, but that was one of the dumbest takes. And a lot of you Knicks fans, don't turn around the other way now and say, "Oh, I didn't mean it." Listen, Jalen Brunson's a good player. You can argue that Becky Hammond is either 1A or 1 whatever. But I'll tell you what he's not. He ain't Ewing. I'll tell you right now, Patrick Ewing ain't down 2-0, down by 20 points in the second quarter. I'll tell you what, Walt Frazier, 1970, 36-19. You remember that game? Oh, they mostly weren't alive. Walsh Reed, the captain. What did he do? 1970 MVP. And you're sitting there and you're telling me Jalen Brunson for a team that's down by 20 points in the second quarter in Game 3, and you're going to tell me that guy is the best you've ever had in this franchise? Get out of here with that mess.
Pacers going to the line. Take a chance for 2.
Freaking Jalen Brunson's the greatest thing of all time. And I'm a Nova guy.
Are you?
Randy Ford's my guy. I'm Nova. But at the end of the day, don't say dumb stuff that Jalen Brunson's the greatest thing of all time. Why? Because they got to the Eastern Conference Finals? Oh, but might as well be in Cancun, New York. Where you going? Hey, by the way, don't do me a favor. Just don't fly to Newark. It's a little bit delayed with the air traffic control. May have to come in through LaGuardia. How you doing?
You got You got 2 hours left.
Oh, God, I'm jazzed up. I don't even need a Red Bull. Red Bull, coffee,
What
whatever.
if they pull a comeback?
Espresso martini. What?
What if they pull off a comeback?
Yeah, well.
What do you, come on.
Jeez.
Cardiac Knicks.
Yeah, cardiac. Yeah, cardiac Knicks. Knicks will give me a cardiac arrest. This team has done to me over the years.
Oh, it's
ridiculous.
We're going to get JY an ice pack and a
Down
pizza.
19 points in the second quarter.
What's wrong with that?
Unbelievable.
What do you mean?
Look at this.
Isn't it
Look at
normal
this.
for a
Look
team
at
to
this.
not
Look
be
at
able to
offensive
score?
foul. Mitch Rob, you got how many fouls? Wait. Is that Scott Foster, a.k.a. the extender? More like the pretender. That's what the Knicks are. They're pretending to be a basketball team. 56-37. Karl Anthony Towns, 3 fouls. Jalen Brunson, 3 fouls. Mitchell Robinson, 2 fouls. OG Anunoby, where are you? Well, you're on the bench. Oh, no, you're playing right now, but you're not doing much either. But, I mean, this is just, this is just paying. There is 1 hour.
Tony Bradley.
There's 1 hour and 50 minutes left of this, and you may hear Coach yell and scream about how painful it is
Tony
to be
Bradley
a Knick
for
fan.
3?
Look at this. Tony Bradley. Tony Finau? Tony Bradley. What did I get paid for the Celtics? Avery Bradley. Might as well be Avery Bradley. We can use Avery Bradley. We can use Tony Bradley. We can use anybody. Folks, we'll be back after this commercial break. I may walk up the set. You may not even see me.
Buy or sell, Devers will be traded this season. Let's also not forget that there's $300 million on the table due to Devers, which eliminates him from, what would you say, like 17 teams?
Oh, I would think more than 17, maybe 27. Oh, that's a joke. But how many teams could afford him? All right, 5, 6. How many teams need a third baseman who can't play third base? You know, how many people want to deal with his attitude? He hasn't come off looking good in any of this. Whether you believe he should have anyway, he doesn't look good at this. Will he be traded? No, he won't be traded. The salary alone makes it highly unlikely. He's a great hitter. All right, no doubt he can hit. But other than that, there's too many between the money and the attitude and no really position for him here. He's not getting dealt anytime soon.
Buy or sell, if the season ended today, Hunter Brown would win the American League Cy Young Award.
Hunter Brown has been fantastic. All right, the guy that Craig's teasing, by the way, is Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers here, who's certainly right up there with them. Max Fried for the Yankees has had a fantastic season. They finally lost a start where he pitched in against Seattle. They'd won every start. He's been fantastic. The season ended today with Hunter Brown winning the American Cy Young Award. I certainly couldn't argue it if he did. That being said, he's going up against Skubal, who won it last year, going up against Fried of the Yankees. My guess is he'll need a year. You understand what I'm saying? He needs another year before he can get that kind of recognition if he's tied with somebody. If he's clearly ahead, then I think he would win here. But as of right now, would he win it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would be probably Max Fried.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Only on SportsGrid.
And I'll tell you, during our commercial break, Coach said to me, Kev, I actually believe I'm really pumped up. I think Landry Shamet's going to give us good minutes. He didn't say that. The Knicks are down 16. They're going to get a look here before this first half comes to a close. And they're going to get a look for Kyle Bridges in the corner.
Don't fool me. I ain't fooled. I don't care about no run.
It's only 13, Jay.
13 months.
Only 13.
What? I don't give you.
Only 13. Looked a little better.
Kevin, this may be last year when I did the NCAA tournament. I dropped like 4 curse words in one segment. It got me so hot. I need to drink water.
Here's all I know. Knicks starters plus minus. -6, -8, -4, -6, -15. Want to guess who's -15?
Nope. The free throw merchant? No, that's SGA. The guy,
What? I'm just listen. Why don't you don't want to defend Brunson?
No, I listen. This is not about Brunson. It's the fact that it's the totality of their offensive scheme. There is none. There's no plays. Mitchell Robinson setting high ball screens at the depth circle. I mean, this is here's a crazy thing, folks. Here's a crazy thing. You have Cat 2 of 7 from the floor with 3 fouls. Brunson 2 of 9 on the floor with 4 fouls. You have Mikal Bridges 3 of 10 from the floor, right? You have Miles McBride, who played 1 minute and had 3 fouls, and they're down 13. Like that's the wildest part about it is, like, here's what's gonna happen. All right, here's what's gonna happen.
Here we go.
The Knicks are gonna make a run. Coach is gonna believe.
Right.
And then they're gonna get blown out.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna lose my mind.
Why? Wait, don't be so negative, JY.
I hope social media is clipping all this stuff. I mean, I'm giving them material for years.
They're saying you're belligerent. They're saying, no way. They're saying this guy's crazy.
This is ratings. This is ratings. This is ratings.
I'm jumping in on something right away here.
Yeah, I'm jumping in. I'm jumping off the Knicks. Well, who's my favorite team now? No, I'm just playing.
No, really?
Wow. I won't do that.
You're done.
I won't do that. I mean, listen.
You want a free agent.
Mets, Jets, Knicks. I mean, what team am I trading in?
All right, so I'm on the Knicks team total over 100.5. This, to me, is a great opportunity to buy low on a team that just played an atrocious half of basketball. Literally every single one of them should be embarrassed. A team that overall from beyond the arc didn't bring anything. Not that the Pacers did. Indiana's 3 of 13. The Knicks are actually a little bit better right now, being 5 of 19 here. But Cat did not have it going, got into some foul trouble. Brunson did not have it going, gets into some foul trouble here. I think this is an opportunity, though, for the Knicks to just cross 100. It's 100.5 against, again, a Pacer team that defensively I still don't believe in at a high level. The Knicks have turned it over a little bit too much. They've not capitalized on offensive rebounds either. Again, Brunson's been legitimately awful in this basketball. He's been absolutely atrocious in this basketball game. But really, again, who on the Knicks right now is picking their head up with a smile, saying, "Hey, I've helped." I guess Landry Shamet. He is +2 after all.
I think honestly, you look at Landry, and I personally thought Mitchell Robinson gave them very good minutes in the first quarter. I don't know if I would have played him 11 minutes in the first quarter, but this is Tom Thibodeau. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, New York to score 55 points in the second half, right? Because the number you got is at 100.5. You got to figure at some point, even if, because Indiana is the type of team that with this fan base and with this team, they're not going to slow it up. Like, they're going to do what they do. So regardless if the Knicks come back or not win this game, Indiana's going to continue to push the pace because that's what they have to do, and that's what they always do. So the Knicks team total over, 100.5, 56 points in half number 2. I could definitely see it, and see the Knicks probably make a run in second half. The interesting thing is, what do you do? Season on the line, 4 personal fouls. You have to start Jalen Brunson. Like, there's no way that he comes off the bench here. You have no choice. Like, you have to make your run right here, right now. So we'll see what they do here. But you have nobody. OG's been pretty good, I guess. He's got 10 points. I guess he's 4-7 on the floor.
A number though that I'm stunned by. Brunson at 11 points is currently being listed for 22.5. That's 12 more points. I understand.
Right, what is it?
That he is at 11. It's 22.5.
He may get that. If he don't foul out, he may get that in the third quarter.
The only way he misses that is if he fouls out, in my opinion, because Tom Thibodeau will be down. It's the playoffs. You don't sit guys until you're down. As the team down 3-0, 30? I mean, really, when do you call off? Like, I'm talking if he plays and there's 4 minutes on the clock, that's not getting sat. What would the score have to be, JY, for Brunson to not play in the fourth quarter? It's not realistic.
No, it's not
realistic.
It's got to be north of 25.
I think like 35, quite frankly, because you can't accept OKC tapped out last night. They were down a zillion and up 2-0 on the road. The Knicks can't tap out in this basketball game. That's outrageous. I mean, Brunson's plus 150 to lead this game in scoring.
It's interesting watching what is happening here, and like they're showing on TNT just the missed shots and what Cat is doing. Guess the Giannis talk to the Knicks ain't getting quieter. They may even. I mean, they usually fly into upstate New York. They may not even let Cat off the plane.
I'll tell you.
They may say that plane west.
If I could figure out the second apron, I'd tell you confidently that Cat for KD, it needs to be talked about more. But I also cannot figure out the second apron, so maybe that's not even possible.
And it's an interesting thing that they talked about is Brunson, the way he structured his contract, is going to allow the Knicks to have options because he took a lot less money, $100 million less.
Yeah, again, are the options, though, right here in front of us? Let's talk about it. Quick break.
I want the Knicks job. I'm campaigning for it after the break.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
Boston knew they were in trouble, Tom, but the most important thing is they fed off of their crowd, and in that third quarter, when Boston could have made a run, the Knicks just put that one last run together to put the game away.
So it was good to see them, to round this all together, good to see them finally put all the pieces in place to close out the series and say, yes, we are playing our best basketball, because that's what they're going to need against the Pacers.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, with you here on SportsGrid, Kevin Walsh, Coach James Young, halftime of Knicks Pacers. Let's take a look and try and see if there's some value here in the halftime market. Tell me, Coach, Pacers options, anything jump off of the page to you?
No.
Please don't say no. Please don't say no. Please don't say no.
I'm sorry. The Knicks are so angry right now. This is the problem with me being a coach, because I'm looking at everything this team is doing wrong and losing my ever-loving mind. If you think about it, is with the fact of 3 fouls, I mean, I would look at Pascal Siakam to score 6+ points in the third quarter. I think there's someone you may want to get going here. Cat's not going to go out and play him. He's worried about getting his fourth because Brunson already has 4. So I would be looking at that I would not be looking. I know there's the Jalen Brunson, how many points he's going to score in the third quarter. How about this? 8+ points in the third is minus 162, but 10+ points is plus 168. I can't really get into that at all. I think maybe because of the foul trouble, I know he's got 3 versus 4 for Brunson. We almost hit the Cat in the first quarter. Second quarter, I think Cat 6+ points in the third at minus 118. If the Knicks are going to make any kind of run, Cat's got to be the trigger and run the offense for him. I would just run pick and pop and just see if I can get him downhill.
Do you feel that Halliburton, 8.5 assists, he's at 4? Does that feel in range to you? What do you expect from Tyrese here in the second half, Coach?
Honestly, and I know he's boys with him and Jalen. I don't know if people know this, but him and Jalen Brunson are very close.
Yeah.
He's going to want to embarrass the Knicks. Like, he's got, like, Trae Young, Reggie Miller in his blood. So any way that he can embarrass the Knicks is something, and I think the embarrassing thing comes with assists. Because high-level plays, alley-oops, like, that's what I'm looking at, like, right now, ready? Think about this, folks. If you don't think the Knicks are going to come back, I'd be looking at, like, bench guys. Ready? Obi Toppin, 10+ points. It's at minus 102.
Mm-hmm.
He had 6 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So Obi can get, I'm going to put that in right now. Obi can get 4 points.
Do you like the Obi look?
I would go Obi right now because I think Obi's going to get 4 points come hell or high water. It should be, unless the Knicks make a huge run in the second half. He's going to get the minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And if the Knicks get blown out, he's with that second unit. He's going to get a ton of time. Obi Toppin to get 10+ points at minus 102 on FanDuel.
I'm trying to just see, is there a quarter option maybe? Would maybe some assists. I just, Towns for 8 points, right? Like, what are some of the lower options? Live specials, Brunson and Halliburton to get to 50 plus 110. That doesn't really do it for me.
No.
Cat and Siakam to get to 30. What do you got right now from that duo?
So
got
Cat,
6.
you have 4, and then
that doesn't do it for me either.
No.
Third quarter leading scorer Brunson plus 320.
The problem is he can get his 4. He can get his 4th. I think you got to go through. People think I'm crazy. You got to go through Cat. What is Cat to lead the quarter in scoring?
550. So you're interested in that?
I'm interested in that.
Let me see if I can get quarter prop parlays. Cat, how about this? I think this is up your alley. Brunson and Cat to combine for 15 in the third quarter. Minus 110.
I mean, Brunson had 11 points in the first quarter. Cat had none. Right? So, can you get 8 and 7, 7 and, 9 and 6? I could. Where is that, DK?
That's FanDuel. How about plus 340, Coach, for them to combine for 20?
I wouldn't go there.
That feels too
rich for my blood.
Okay.
I think what you're doing is if you're going to do that 20+ points, that means the Knicks are getting 30 points in the third quarter. I would just go to team total over.
Yeah, but you're getting a plus 340. I'm saying, or would you rather this? Okay, just minus 110 for them to combine for 15, or Brunson and Cat each to score 6 plus 145.
I like that one more.
Because you like Cat for 6, and there's no way Brunson doesn't get 6.
No, because Brunson's going to, and at the end of the day, especially with the 4 fouls, and they may send the Brunson to the foul line 50 times. Here comes the NBA with my thought process.
Because also, if you're Tibbs, you really can't sit them. But on the other end of it, if one of them got sat, the other has to stay out there, and then it's just going to be that's where the combination of it maybe becomes the selling point. Really interesting spot, though. Quick break. More in-game live here on SportsGrid.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
Boston knew they were in trouble, Tom, but the most important thing is they fed off of their crowd, and in that third quarter, when Boston could have made a run, the Knicks just put that one last run together to put the game away.
So it was good to see them, to round this all together, good to see them finally put all the pieces in place to close out the series and say, yes, we are playing our best basketball, because that's what they're going to need against the Pacers.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, and say, you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, back to the right here on SportsGrid. It's Kevin Walsh. It's Coach James Young. JY, a possession in for each team. What's the takeaway from you?
Well, they went right at Cat. Right, like literally right at Cat. Like Pascal Siakam. That's why I was curious to see what his prop was going to be for the third quarter, because I figured they're going to go through Cat or Brunson to make him defend, right? So it's Pascal's the one that's more likely to create his own shot. So that's why I was curious to see that. So I did jump on Brunson, 6+ points. So Brunson to the foul line, first possession of the third quarter, kind of circled around. I'm not mad at that one. They actually look, if you look at the possession, honestly, they looked at Cat in the low block. I was like, wait, what?
Could it be?
Could we do a low post? And then he stepped out and Brunson drove the baseline, got to the foul line for 2 shots.
I did, by the way, settle on the combined for 15 option. You prefer the 6+ option, right?
Yeah, I think those two have to be the guy. If the Knicks are going to make any kind of run, it has to be those two.
Yeah, fair.
How many steps is that? That was like 15 steps.
I don't think you're off base there. It was a ton of steps. I think the reason, Coach, I settled on the combined for 15.
Mm-hmm.
If Brunson scored 15 in the quarter, I would not be surprised in the slightest. So I think that, and also one of them is going to play, if not both, probably the whole quarter.
Right.
So I figure, let me just take the whole thing together and go from there.
I think the one thing
it's down to 10.
Yeah, I think the one thing you have to do if you're Indiana is you can't see that right there.
He is not going to let himself foul out.
Nope. Like
but then you got to deny, right? You can't.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that Cat can't let himself foul out, but you also can't just give up free points.
Right. You have to make some kind of effort here. So, I think not. See that you can tell Brunson's off because that turnaround jumper, he usually shoots it and he kind of like hesitated for a minute. Why? Looking for a foul.
Yeah, let's just take the rhythm jumper.
Yeah, just take the
which would have been.
You could see Halliburton's having fun with this. Like he's
never really panicked, right? It's great defense.
It's actually good contest. That should be a foul right there.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. If you're the Knicks, down 7. after the third, down 6 after the third. So, a little bit better of a start, at least so far. But I think you got to look at, like I said, Towns and Brunson have to be your guys, because there's not a lot of guys that can go get you a basket.
Yeah, Brunson is going to try and do it all because that's who he is.
So that's why I think maybe your part of the 15 plus was better, because of the fact I was thinking about, Brunson gets his 6 or whatever, and then all of a sudden there's a foul call, right?
Well,
so,
I also think I agree with your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I just bet off what I'm watching with the Knicks. See, I think we should get a lot more Cat. So do you. Right. But I don't trust Brunson or the Knicks. Let me call it the Knicks. I put the whole thing on Brunson.
Well, yeah,
I don't trust the Knicks to spread the wealth. And he, by the way, that's a fourth. I'd leave him out there.
Yeah, no, you have to. And the interesting thing is, if you look at the possession, I think Pascal clears out Brunson. I'd have to see a bad angle. I thought he cleared out Brunson first to turn ahead and get the rebound. But obviously, if you're Tibbs, you got to roll with it. You got to roll with it.
It's only a fourth foul. No. That's why you sat him at 3.
Right.
It really shouldn't even be much of a debate.
Right. Well, honestly, if this was 1-1, yeah, you probably sit him a little bit, right? You're down 2-0, and he's the only other guy that can that could do really anything, even though he hasn't been good tonight. You have to go ahead and allow him to kind of play his way through it. Yeah. So, but the interesting thing is I was saying that when they got to go through the Cat, they can go through Cat. I don't think Cat's even shot the ball yet this quarter.
No, I mean, so far it's been Brunson, and then if Brunson's decided to give up the ball, their running actions, they're all for Brunson.
Yep.
Anything they're running is to get they're kind of running some stuff to get Brunson so he doesn't have to cross half with it.
Yeah.
Because one of the things with Naismith is he guards very physically, and it kind of gets Brunson in a spot mentally, JY, where he's like, oh, I'm definitely going to get a foul.
Yeah.
And that's where, you get the bump, dribble. And I think it's frustrated Brunson a lot because he's constantly looking for call. He's not looking for calls on drives. He's looking for calls on dribbles at the half.
Yeah, yep.
And that's, when you're spending an entire possession looking for a call.
Oh,
Lord.
my God.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. I don't like. Oh, Jesus.
It's
Time out.
It's 16 all of a sudden. It was down to 10. It's 16 all of a sudden. The Pacers get a 3 to fall from
I'll tell you what, these Net fans are going like, hey, 5 first-round picks. Mikal Bridges, 3 of 11 from the floor. Just had a missed wide-open 3. Turns around, next pass, next possession. You have OG being guarded by, I don't know if it was Halliburton or no, it was Nembrod.
Yeah.
And he tried to throw an alley-oop and threw it off the rim. I mean, you can't make up what the Knicks do sometimes offensively. Good Lord.
The thing, though, Coach, right? Like, there's a lot of transition looks. They just keep speeding this Knicks team up. Even on makes, it's like the Knicks can't get back on a set defense right now, which is bad. Look, another issue I think you have, and this is just where one of the reasons I think Karl Anthony Towns being traded this offseason is so on the board is Brunson's style that the Knicks are opting for has made Towns largely useless because he is offensively not doing much of anything, and Cat is an offense-first player. Well, now you're just hoping that he's going to be a plus-plus rebounder, and defensively he's not great.
No, and I think the problem is, and that's why, honestly, that's why initially they went and they got Rudy Gobert to be paired up with Cat so you could protect him, right? It's kind of like the fact of and let me, I'm not saying that he is anywhere near this defender, but it's kind of why Jaren Jackson Jr. is a better defender when he has Zach Edey or Steven Adams to kind of protect the lane and not because you don't want that smoke. Or the same thing with Chet Holmgren being a better defender because he has Isaiah Hartenstein next to him in the pivot. You know, it's one of those things where you need – the problem with the Knicks is this. They have a point guard that dribbles the ball a ton and needs the ball in his hands. They don't have enough quality shooting. What the Knicks need is someone, honestly, and this, you may think I'm old school, that they can throw the ball into the low post and create something in regards to opening up areas for them to score. Obviously, it's not going to be Mitchell Robinson. Like, here's the thing. I'm never going to say this happened. You know what would be great with the Knicks? Embiid. That because of the way his style is, where you can play him at the pinch, you can play him at the low post, and he could score, and he can open up things for other people. You can't have a step-out stretch four who can't post up next to a guard that dominates the ball at the top of the key. It doesn't offensively flow well like that.
Yeah, it's just, man, it's all coming. Here, the crazy thing, though, of it is, JY, they should have won game one.
Yep.
They could have won game two, but now you're on the road, and now it's getting ugly against a team that has an ability to extend, and the Knicks are scrambling right now. The Knicks are scrambling with their season on the line, playing lineups they've not played before, guys they've never even let touch the court, and they're down big in game 3 of the Eastern Conference.
We need Jesus.
Whoa.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
Boston knew they were in trouble, Tom, but the most important thing is they fed off of their crowd, and in that third quarter, when Boston could have made a run, the Knicks just put that one last run together to put the game away.
So it was good to see them, to round this all together, good to see them finally put all the pieces in place to close out the series and say, yes, we are playing our best basketball, because that's what they're going to need against the Pacers.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, and say, you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Back to the right here, we are on SportsGrid watching the Knicks try and get this down to single digits, JY. They're battling. They've hit a couple of shots. The big thing is just every Pacers transition opportunity.
It's a three.
It's a bucket.
It's a three.
There's no transition stops for the Knicks.
And there's nothing more, and it looks like Naismith may roll his ankle. There's nothing more frustrating than giving up a transition, and then it's a transition three. Like, I almost have I read the transition three, folks, is like, oh, did he step on his foot? Oh, yeah, ooh, that's a tough one. They'll probably get him out of the game. Looks like Shepard will come check him out. But that could be a big thing if the Knicks were to make a comeback if their top defender on Jalen Brunson is out. So it looks like they hobbled themselves off to the floor. Meanwhile, Obi Toppin is checked in the game. Remember, I took Obi Toppin.
That's not nothing, JY.
No, that's significant. If
that's not nothing.
No, that's significant if he can't move. So
because I think sometimes you get in a series where one guy can give a player so much trouble that even if you have other options, any other option feels like, okay, this is much better. Sometimes they use the phrase, it's swinging without the donut, right? You're in the batter's box, you got the heavy thing on, now you get up there and you're kind of swinging free. And I wonder if Brunson, now with obviously Aaron Nesmith off this floor, maybe the rest of the game, I mean, he was being helped to the back, so it's obviously a bad indicator. Yeah. We're guessing. But if that's so, again, it could be a situation where Brunson goes, hey, man, I'm out here all game. I got this. I'm telling you, I am going to methodically chop into this lead and get myself and get this team into a position to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, you think that could be something you look at here. I think honestly, the Knicks have to kind of muck this game up a little bit, right? Like attack the offensive boards, see if there's something you can get like that there with Bridges. You got to be able to try and by attacking the offensive boards, Kevin, what you do sometimes is you turn around and you make it hard for you to.
Oh,
are you serious? Are you serious?
That's a break. You need a break like that.
Yeah, but I also want Obi Toppin to get me more points.
Whoa, Cat!
Oh, no. Oh, I missed the tip. Oh, boy.
Sometimes I do feel like the Towns.
Defense here happening. Oh, God.
Sometimes, JY, I feel like Towns, when he shoots, it's almost like you can tell he's like, if I don't shoot this one, I'm never going to get another look. Like, I don't know.
He can't get down the floor.
Who, Mitch?
No, Cat. Oh, my God. What are we doing?
There we go.
What is
this? I mean, can anyone help out Cat get an assist, JY? He's not playing selfish.
Alley-oop. All right, 2 more points.
Like, they're running all-star game fast breaks on this team in the conference finals, JY.
Just unbelievable.
Like,
God. Hey, Mets won 3-1, 2-3 for the Dodgers.
There you go.
I need some kind of positive news coming out.
Sanga in the Cy Young race.
Yeah, hey, holla your boy.
Again, this has got to be like it's so unsettled. I know we're a little repetitive here, but this game, everything feels the same. Pacers get out and run. Knicks make a shot. Pacers run a little more. Knicks look unsettled.
Are Pacers going to challenge?
Challenge what? Challenge what?
No, it looks like there was a timeout.
Maybe it's just a timeout, though.
Timeout.
That's just got to be a normal timeout, I would think.
Yeah, but I would think. I didn't see anything that made it seem like it went off of them. Oh, shout out to social media. My rant is now out. If you just turn the volume down when you look at it. Oh my God, Kevin! What is why? What have I done? What have I done? I mean, I'm a good guy.
Well, do you have any interest in betting the Knicks plus 12.5? I mean, the Knicks can't get this under single digits. You're telling me that should really be a bet? No. What do you? I mean, that to me, like the first 2 games were close. The Knicks losing, JY, no matter the final score, is brutal because no one's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Right.
But there is no world in which the Knicks losing this game by 15, 20 points should be accepted.
No, they should be able to be, they should be able to compete, be in this game, and keep it respectable. I mean, the only way it doesn't happen, Kevin, is Cat and or Brunson foul out. And the way Cat's playing defense, he's playing COVID defense. He's 6 feet off people. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't want all the smoke. He wants no smoke. He doesn't want. So to me, I mean, I think there's a chance that the Knicks can cover that. But to me, the best one I looked at is I'm sitting on OG to give me 2 more points. I mean, this is the way that this happens is I mean, the Knicks should be able to keep this a contest because they still haven't played well in this quarter, but they have 14 points. As long as they can stay out of foul trouble, they should be able to make a run. The interesting thing is after coming off the bench, Josh Hart now checking in the game for Cat. So maybe they're trying to give Cat a little bit of a blow, try to hold him. Well, but I don't know why.
I'm just going to call a spade a spade. What's the point of him being out there if Brunson's going to take every shot or control every single possession?
No, we don't get the 6+ points.
well, I'm not going to get the 15+ really either, right? I mean, I have no chance.
This is
because Brunson is still playing terribly.
Terribly. I mean, I tell you right now, the best player on the team for the Knicks is OG Anunoby. You know, the second best player is probably
Mitch.
Probably Mitch. And then you're probably talking Bridges. By the way, Mitch Robinson, 6.6 rebounds. I mean, can I get 4 points and 4 rebounds? Give me a double-double.
The thing is, he's got 3 made field goals, at least 2, or is it all 3 of them have come from offensive rebounds? I know at least 2. I don't remember the third.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all of them off offensive rebounds.
I mean, again,
attack the boards.
Yeah, that's great, but also like, no one can throw a lob. Like it's just thing I was talking about with Gobert the other night. Like, I don't know, you can't throw someone a lob, get it up, dunk it. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come on back. Can the Knicks cut this to single digits before the fourth quarter? We'll find out here with you on SportsGrid.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those 2 teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, here we go. Back with you on SportsGrid. 15 right now, JY, is the deficit. The Knicks offense is still leaving a lot to be desired here. They can't get the three-point shot really going at all in this half, and I still have found the transition defense to be non-existent for this group.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you're 7 for 24 from 3, and if you take away OG Anunoby, you are 3 for 20. So they're not able to knock anything down here. And listen, at the end of the day, the Knicks down 15. If you could find a way to get it to 10 at the break, end of the third quarter. Remember, folks, that NBA The team that wins the opening tip starts the ball with the fourth quarter. Knicks won the tip, so maybe the Knicks turn around and get it to 10, maybe down to 8 first possession of the fourth, and then you kind of go from there. They just can't seem to get anything going here. I don't know where you go to offensively besides Brunson. I mean,
it's a terrible shot.
Terrible shot, but I'll take it. I need Deuce to give me something.
That looked off, and that wasn't a terrible
Deuce
shot.
is in the game. Don't foul.
Well, again, Deuce can't foul. The world where Deuce fouls out doesn't even make sense. He has 3 or 4.
3.
He's not going to foul out. They probably benched him for too long, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
But, that's Tibbs. Help defense force Obi to make a pass.
Oh, here come the referees.
No, but that's a charge. He's completely out of control. Obi Toppin, look, Obi Toppin maybe would have won a Player of the Year award in college had that season not been canceled, which is crazy to think about. But
all right. How good was he at Dayton?
Yeah.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
But Obi Toppin not.
Oh, God, Obi. I mean, you a New York guy. You're a little angry there, brother.
Yeah, because
listen, you're 6'8". You got like 30 pounds of Larry Shaman. He's in the. You have him in the hole. Of course, he's going to sit there and take a charge.
Well, that's why he's upset.
And listen, folks, the rule.
You can't do that on the park. So that
Yeah, but here's the thing. And usually the rule is, as DeLon Wright checks into the game. Oh my God, Jalen Brunson out of the game right now. Deuce gets loose. Deuce.
These lineups are insane. No, I don't even care if it works.
When your offense
These
Deuce.
lineups are so crazy.
Wait,
Why would Pat not be on the court?
Did I forget to take Deuce over 6.5 points? I'm gonna be very upset because he's gonna shoot the ball every time.
These lineups are so crazy.
I tell you what, man. Tibbs be tibbin'. That's my new phrase. Tibbs be tibbin'. Can I just get 2 more points out of Obi Toppin, please?
It's like he has no idea.
Oh, of course. You know what I did? Idiot. I took Deuce 2+ made 3s.
You say, yeah, right. He's got 4 now.
Oh my God!
But here's one of the big differences people have been talking about. The Boston series a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks right now are if they were playing Boston, you know what people would be saying? Here they come. That's what they were saying about the Knicks. Here they come. It's about to get dangerous. And instead, it's the Pacers, and it's like, well, what are we going to do? Win a close game against them? That's it's a big difference, JY. Come on, send that into outer space.
See, I'm telling you right now, man, he's such a big difference maker. Shaman.
Stop.
Oh, shoot it.
Mitch Rob.
No, oh,
you just asked Mitch Rob to shoot a 3.
No. Get out of it.
You know you did.
Shoot it. Shoot it, Deuce. Shut.
There you go.
Oh.
See?
Nope.
Down to 8.
No, you made a 3. That's the big part.
Nobody cares to score. 7-0 Deuce runs.
7-0 Deuce. Would have hit over 6.5 if I would have done that.
Brunson is going to finish with a -20 in this game, huh?
Yeah. Greatest Knick of all time. Here we go. Starts the discussion. Oh, my God. Bro, this referee. Kevin, I'm telling you. Ring, Bethel, ring.
Listen,
this is Adam Silver. We need this to be a game, folks. Call everything on Indiana. I'm actually has a look at the screen.
Listen, these are calls that you see all the time. They sometimes even do come with the momentum of the game. Listen, JY's having some fun, but there are people out there who are like, see, man, if they were gonna
I'm not serious.
If they were going to rig a game, they wouldn't let the Pacers get up 20.
Yeah.
It's just, boy. Deuce was too loose.
Deuce
was too loose.
Deuce was loose with the ball.
Well, they did get it down to single digits.
They could still get to 100.5.
Yeah.
With a big fourth.
Yeah, it's on the board. Fouls, a couple of made 3s. It's possible.
Cat playing defense. Not really.
How is that shot so open? Oh, Josh.
Oh, yes, Deuce. Yes.
No. Oh, that's a great look.
Great look.
It's 10.
Good look he's taken.
It's 10 through 3. 80-70, the Indiana Pacers lead. Looking to go up 3-0 on the Knicks. Plus 500 for New York.